We are live.
Hi. So hello, everybody. Welcome to the ICB's webinar with MyT accounting software. I just want to, so I can introduce Umesh, who is the founder and inventor. And hopefully we'll talk you through. I can see lots of people in the chat. I recognise lots of those names. So if you've got any questions, I think there is a question and answer section. So just so we might miss them in the chat, or if it is a specific question, put Q at the beginning, and then we can spot them easier from the chat. But other than that, welcome, and let's see what you've got.
Thank you very much, Kirsty. Hi, everyone. My name is Umesh. I'm the CEO and founder of MyT. We started the software about 10 years ago, and we've kind of developed the software in-house. And now for the last 2001, we started marketing the software. So we started doing a lot of testing, marketing testing, etc. And last year, we've joined with ICB, and we've started getting the accreditation, which Kirsty kindly did it for us. And now we're happy to show you what we've got in store. So just to give you a background.
I gave him a hard time when I did the accreditation, and I asked a lot of difficult questions, which I think you can see on the accreditation right at the bottom. There was lots of toing and froing of, can I do this? Can I do this? And Umesh was very good and went, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, that's a great idea. And has actually incorporated a lot of them. So interesting to see those developments this morning.
Yeah, so we've moved a lot of it. So a lot of things that was important to Kirsty and everything else, and a lot of things that was important to other people as well. So feedback we've got from previous accountants and using accountants as well. So we were very good to go back and develop the thing that we have to do. I'm going to share my screen so that we can show you what we've got. Right. It's always confusing which one is screen one, which one is screen two. I suppose I need to go to screen one. Here we go. Can everyone see my screen? Cool. Right. So this is a dashboard as a bookkeeper. You will log into MyT. So it's a two-factor authentication. When you log in, you will have to put your username and password, and then you will get an OTP, and then you will come to the dashboard. And here on the top here, you will have a list of all your clients. So today I'm just going to use this particular client because we're going to run a test on it. So for this client, it's a new client. I haven't set it up before. So I'm going to come into general settings, and I'm going to start a quick start on the client. So I'm going to choose a currency. We don't have multiple currency as yet, but we're bringing in that as well. So all these information we're trying to bring in. Then you choose the VAT, the company's VAT registered. You put GB and
So, I've lost something.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's
Sorry.
better.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was just me.
I know. I thought it was just you.
I was about to say, so where you choose that industry type, banking and finance,
yes.
Does that give you a specific set of chart of accounts?
No. It's just so that we know which industry the OCR will work for. So, for example, if it's construction, a lot of the material will go onto cost of sales, purchases, cost of sales.
Okay, so it's kind of predetermined where you're going. Yeah.
So we give you a kind of an idea. So once we've done that, we save that. Then, so we put the year. So the financial year I'm doing is 1st of January till the end of December 2022. So you save that, and then you can come on the chart of accounts. Here you can add accounts. If you want to add any more accounts, you can just add them like that. For example, if I just add an account called savings account, You can also put the sort code and account number if you wish to, and then you save it, close. You can add expenses and all the other accounts as well. You can see there's a long list. Most of it you can actually use, but if you wish to add, you can also add. We also, so let me see whether, yeah, so we have all of that. And then once you've done that, you will come on to invoice settings. So this is for you to raise invoice or the customer to raise invoice. You can put the term and condition, you can upload the logo. It's quite easy to do. Just choose a logo. We'll choose. We just choose a MyT logo here. And you just save, and it will save the logo. You can put the term and condition notes, bank detail, etc.
It's very nice that you get the green success button like that in the middle, when you just kind of know that it works, that it did actually do what you told it to do.
Ask and did it, yeah. And then you also have a footer, so you can put, for example, an ICB logo or a CMA or whichever organization you're with. And then after you've done that, you can connect with Bob. So we have a Bob system, so you can connect with Bob for payment. The client will get a link and they can pay with debit card or credit card.
Okay, so I'm not familiar with Bob, so that's just like another Stripe, Cresco, like one of those type systems. Okay, have you got plans to integrate with others?
Yes, we're talking with others. There's Cresco,
yeah, it's brilliant.
Cresco, yeah. So they're talking with us. And here you have your profile, so you can come here, change your, you can upload your logo, you can change your password, add your details and other details if you wish to. This is a profile for you, not for the client. And sorry, this is the profile for the client, not for you. So, so you can change the client profile. So for instance, if the client's left and you want to use this profile, you can actually change it to something else. And then once you've done that, you come here, so you will see all your users, so your app users, so everyone who's registered with you will be here. You can choose the subscription, you can edit that. Again, this goes back to the profile, but you can actually choose more. And here's give you the option to change the email address. So if you choose, for example, someone's left or the client has changed the email address, his emails got hacked or whatever, you can change the email address here, so it has a clean email address to use as well for the system. And if you're a bookkeeper and you've got other people working with you and you said, we want access to the other people, we have a secondary accountant function, bookkeeper function, whereby you can just add someone and you can put their name, their details, telephone and password, save the user. And what you will get is you will get the user that will have access with specific accounts you want to, so specific clients. So you want to untick all of them, or you want to say, no, I want them to have only access to these three customers because I don't want them to see any other things, or my private account. So you can always do that. So it's restrict the access to them. And then, so once you've done all of that, then you come to your customer dashboard. So at the moment it's nil because there's nothing on it. So we'll start with what we call our, our crème de la crème is the OCR. So basically we have an OCR system. So what we do is you can upload invoices on here, or you can do it using the app. So we have an app, so you can give the app to the client, give them the username and password, which you will find under the user profile here. So the app users, you can give them the username and password, give them the username.
That's for them to scan in their receipts and their paper, and then, anything as usual.
And they can take pictures of their receipts, they can upload it here. But for this process here, I'm just going to use the receipt that I've got. So we've got some receipt on our training. Now I'm going to upload these receipts here, and this is all live, so this should all going to get processed while we're doing all the other stuff. So you say that as soon as we upload it, it will show it pending, and then you can see the status from here. You have a status bar to see how many is ready, how many is duplicated, how many is pending, how many was success. So if you want to see, obviously, when you have hundreds and hundreds, you can actually view
so
what
just,
you want
just
to
point out that upload number is literally because he's just uploaded 4 things. So that's like a unique, like a transaction ID type reference. That's unique to that transaction. It's not the invoice number. It's just
So basically, what we have is we have restriction on the number of upload depending on the packages people take. which we will come to. So for this particular package, it's 50 uploads a month. And if you don't use it, it will roll over to the next month. So, some people doesn't use it until, let's say, quarter 3.
Yeah,
month
Q3,
3 or
exactly.
quarter 1.
You've got a lump to do.
Exactly. So you can upload all of that, and all of that will be accumulated. So that shouldn't be a problem. So you will not lose it if you don't use it. So that's the kind of thing. And then we come to banking. So here you can connect with open banking. Again, unfortunately, we won't be able to connect to a live account because of privacy and all the different things. But you can choose the bank you want to. For example, if we just go with NatWest, open banking, connect, it will take you to go to the approve, and then you will go to your username and password. And then you will follow the step, and it will take you to open banking, and then it will feed all the data here. We're not going to do that for this trial because it's a live session. It's not a test session. But we have our banking ledger, and we also have the import functionality. So basically, this is we realize that a lot of people, after we've kind of implemented open banking, a lot of people are very scared to give their open banking details to their bookkeepers or accountant. They said, "Oh no, I'm going to send you a CSV, or I'm going to send you a PDF." So what we are integrating at the moment, we are integrating PDF for the same thing that we do with the invoicing. You should be able in the next. So it's going to come live by the.
Can I just interrupt a second? Someone's just asked if are you recording the webinar and will people receive a copy?
Yes. Yes.
Yes and yes. There we go. Thank you.
You can upload the bank statements from here, and then you will be able. It will automatically extract it and OCR it, and then bring it on here. So this is something we're working on at the moment, so that it will automatically come here from the bank OCR. So you would see all the different bank statement that was uploaded. But for this work, we're just going to show you how this would work after the bank OCR has done the work. So that's what it kind of does in the background. So once you import this, you get the field to select. This field will automatically pick up. If it doesn't, you can just select from the various field, the date, the type, the money in. People always get confused with money in and money out.
Money in, money out, yeah.
So credit is always money out and debit is always money in, because we're not working at the bank, we're working as an accountant. So which is kind of the opposite of what the bank will do. Then you map it. So you could see most of it has already been mapped. So you kind of look at the figures and it will tell you, okay, we have 31 transactions. You will look at your bank statement, you will have 31 transactions. You can add missing reference, which is quite easy to do. And then you can select here, you can display the confirmation for automatic account matching. So we can do automatic account matching here. So let me show you how that works. So this is what Kirsty said as well. So for example, if I select this person and I said it's wages and salaries.
Now, can I just point out here, like to most people, just cancel that a second. So see how you have to do, there's two sections here, analysis ledger expenses. So that puts it like onto, for example, P&L, but in the right section. And then the analysis count is the second bit, like wages or whatever. Because I think most of us are used to just one particular unique reference that lives on either the P&L or the balance sheet. So that took me a little while to get my head around. But once you get it, it's fine. It makes sense. So
yeah, because the logic of it, you have different categories that you want to break it into, so that you can actually, have a minuscule set of accounts. So for example, if I want to add something here, I don't want to go through all the accounts chart just to add something here. I can just go through the expenses. So that's the reason why we make it like that, because it's easier, because it's just, for example, cost of per cost of sale, you will only have a little bit. So you can add, you're not going to have to go through all the, various accounts. So so if we select this one and we do that, press that, and it will tell us. So we've got one more like that. Do you want to put it as wages and salaries? The answer is yes. So as you could see at the bottom, he's already done that. We do the same for the second one. That's wages and salaries. Again, there's another one the same. So it asks you the question and you put yes. Now this is just bank charges, so there won't be any. And then the sales invoices, we'll come back to from that in a minute. And this is transfer from bank. So from another bank account, so bank from the savings account. You press yes, and it will tell you there's all these transactions that was transferred. Would you like to confirm? Yes. And it does the same with all of that. So most of the transaction, if it's repeated, you will be able just to do it like that. And then you just put your credit card.
Yeah.
If there's credit card, again, you would do that. And Stripe, Stripe is income, and you put your standard VAT fees. You save it, it will tell you these two. And this one, we just have to put the VAT here as well. Yes. And then the deposit, again, if you think that's an income, you just put it on the particular income you think it is. Check number, I normally always put it as accountants, because people always pay accountant and check. And then you have your current liability. Okay, I don't have a Barclays partner account, so I can add one, and I just choose where I want it to be. If I want it to sit just below, between 316 to 317, I just put a number in between. So Barclays partner loan, save, and then you come here, and it will be at the very bottom. And then we will come to that because that's an invoice I've uploaded. This one is the same. No, I don't have an account for bounce back loan. Again, I can just create bounce back loan, save. And you save it. And then whatever other people expenses are.
And it learns from this. So next time so next month it will remember, oh, that was a bounce back loan. That will be.
Yeah, they'll be on there automatically. Same like we do the matching thing, it would work the same way.
Yeah.
And then you do TransferWise, it's cost of sales, and it's purchase, subcontractor costs. It will tell you the same thing. And Ambition PR, we're going to leave these three. We're going to leave because they are invoices that will match with. So if you know the invoices, you've got invoices for 4 or 5, you just leave them because you can match them with the invoice in a minute. And the sales, we will leave that as well because I'll create the sales invoice in a minute as well. So just import and save. So whatever we've imported is come to the banking ledger. Whatever that still have to be reviewed, those 5, 6 I've left will be here, sitting here, so you can review it. And we will come to review them in a minute once we have our purchase overview ready. This is where the AI has been working.
So that's a real improvement, because to start with, you had to do it all in one go, didn't you? So yeah. you've kind of let you kind of save, right? You've done 95% of them. I'll hang on to these 5% while you go and sort something else out, but they're still here. That's really helpful.
Yeah. So we also
we can do.
Yeah. So we also have the other function where you can have a draft save. So you can save draft and come back to it later as well. So if you just want to import it and save a draft, you can do another step before that. So
because quite often we get interrupted, or we're having to wait for clients. So it's good that you're appreciating that for us.
So as I said, thank you very much for the feedback, because that was really helpful. Because we always think that things flow like from one to the other, but we get distracted anyway. People call, or we got other things. Right. So then we're going to go with our sales. So if I just come here so that I remember which sales I'll need to do. Right, so I've got 2 sales invoices to do for Soba and Daughters, and one on the 23rd and one on the 28th. So if I just create an invoice, I don't have any customer, so I need to type the customer.
So just a quick question on that bank bit. Sorry, I missed the question when it came up. Do you have to select the analysis part first, or does it work out after you've chosen the account? So do you have to make 2 choices? Or?
No, so you would work out the analysis part first. So the ledger, you automatically work out the analysis part. The ledger you would need to work out. So if it's an income, it will go under income, if expenses, it will go on there.
Yeah, but what we're saying is you have to do the first column before you can do the second column.
Yes, you have to do the analyst ledger first before you do the analyst account.
Okay, cool. But like we said, so then next time you load a bank statement, it will go, last time you did this, and it will suggest them.
That's right.
Okay.
It would already map it for that.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
So then you just create the invoice. What day did we say we're going to do? Which was the 23rd. And here, then we'll put, say, put sales. What was the amount? So the amount was 2,700. So we do VAT on it. So it's going to be.
A couple of people have asked about some certification training. Is that something you're going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to do that as well.
Brilliant.
And
how does it cope with VAT roundings? Can it? And I can't remember if you could do flat rate.
Yeah, you can do flat rate. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, which is going to come to in a minute. So create one invoice for this, and then we'll do another invoice again. And the other one was on the 28th, I think it was. Same thing. Put sales. You can just do it like that. Automatically, it will go on the sales. But if you want to say more item, it will give you the option to choose which income account you want it to go to. So you can add, for example, if the business has got certain, rental property or whatever, then you can actually differentiate between the self-employed and the rental property.
Yeah.
So you got more choices. So that's 1,000. Save and save. Here we go. So now if I come on the sales overview, I can see the two invoices here. Now I've got an action button here. I can do a PDF. I can send a reminder, and I can send the invoice as an email. So obviously there's no email address set up. You wouldn't send it. But if I go under Soba and daughters here, and just put an email address. To date it. Then I can just come back here, refresh the page, send invoice as PDF, and it will send it to your client. So your client will get an email with an invoice attached as a PDF. And then you come to the banking. Here, if you just refresh the page again, and if you review, you will see it's give you the option here to match the actual invoice. You give you the option so you can actually choose if there's multiple invoices you want to match at the same time, you can actually select them. But in this particular scenario, we've only got one. We'll match it, and it will go, and we'll do the same.
Can you part pay if you know it's?
Yes.
Sorry,
if
it's say 1,000 against a.
Yeah. So you will part pay. You won't part pay here because here we're working with the bank statement. So you will part pay here. So you will receive
from a different screen. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you part pay here.
Yeah.
Here, if you click on here, you could do multiple receipts. So you can select as many clients as you want and pay them. But if you come here, you will actually be able to select how much the part payment.
Just wanted to check that.
Yeah. So you could do part payment, and then we'll review that one. Now we have the other function which is called the mapping, supplier account mapping. So here you will get all these invoices that's been processed earlier that I've sent. And because this is a new client, he doesn't know what is what. So these invoices that I've showed earlier, they give you an idea where we are. So map the organization. So we need to map them, which I'm going to show you how to map. So these all have been extracted. It's taken about 3-4 minutes to extract, and it's all sitting on here. What you will do, you come to supplier account mapping here, and you will say these people are expenses. You only have to do it once because next time it will do it automatically.
Yeah. Again, now this is where it comes into its own. If you've got, for example, Joe Blogs is your printer, and so and so is your advertising person, and so is your motor repairs person. For things that are always the same, that's where the OCR and the automation really comes into its own. Obviously, for things like Amazon, you wouldn't map it because who knows what it could be every time, and you'll need to do that specific invoice every time.
Yes,
But
that's unfortunate, but we're trying to make it so that
no,
you
but
can
that's
actually.
That's the same in every package, because it could be anything, and that's one of the dangers. So actually, it's just useful to kind of map as much as you can for the repeat stuff. It takes away all that, the burden of the, of course it's advertising every month, that kind of thing. That really helps. Yeah.
So now that I've mapped it, obviously this will actually take in its own again. It will automatically do it as an invoice, so you don't need to enter it as an invoice because it automatically do that. Obviously, take a bit of time again, so it's been mapped, and now it's going to take about a few minutes to process it. So it will automatically post it here. So we will come here in a couple of minutes, so you will automatically get that. In the meantime, I can show you the other functionality. So we have sales invoices. Obviously, you can create your sales invoice. You can also import sales invoices. So if someone's giving you data from another company, said, look, we've got this information, you can actually import sales invoices. One would be good. So you can actually just import the sales invoices here, map import, and then you just map the field. So for example, you want the date. I lost the date.
Yeah, not right.
Date. Invoice date, details, invoice number. You can put the VAT. You can put the net. Put the total.
He'll deal with the price at the end. I think he's got. The people are asking about the subscription price, so we'll come on to that.
Yeah, we will come to that in the end. Yeah. Then status, whether it's been paid or unpaid, you can actually do that as well. And once you map, customer field. Forgot. Property is a customer field.
Yeah. The thing I had a query with the customers. So, for example, I put myself on as Kirsty St John, but then it kind of had brackets as Kirsty St John. It was like I think you couldn't just put a person on. It had to be a company.
Yeah, you had to be a business name. You had to be a business name. Yeah.
But so if you're selling to the public,
then sorry, what do you mean, Kirsty?
Say, for example, it's a sales invoice to say they're a gardener and they're invoicing poor old Joe Bloggs again. I remember when I put my name in, it had like Kirsty St John and then in brackets Kirsty St John, because just the way it worked with the mapping, I couldn't just be a person.
I will check that, but it shouldn't be a problem. Because the invoice will be like this. So if the invoice goes out, it will be like this. So it'll be like MyT Software, 2 Zoban daughters, and then the address and everything else on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it was on some of the reports, on like a P&L report. It was almost like name brackets because the company name was the person's name, so it kind of showed it twice.
I will double check that, but that shouldn't be the case. That shouldn't be the case.
Okay.
So here,
it's different because sometimes we're looking after customers that are selling to other businesses. And sometimes we're looking after customers that are actually selling to the public. So kind of different requirements. So
yeah. No, we will look into that.
So that's your sales map.
So that's the sales mapping. So you can map more. So for example, due date. If you have the due date on here, you can map the due date. It doesn't have due date, so you can just add missing due date. It will add it for you, and then you can actually just upload all of that. So that's all will be say full payment, and it would all go into the bank account as well. So as soon as you say import invoice,
does it do CIS tax deductions? I remember that was a question I asked a while ago.
Yes, we do. We do it on the sales invoices. You can add a line and do CIS tax deduction. Yes.
Okay. So can you do the CIS returns or not? No.
Because we are bringing.
But it can cope with deductions.
Yes. It can cope with CIS deduction.
Yeah. Hopefully that answers, Lindsay.
Yeah, because we are bringing payroll with CIS. We don't want just to bring CIS on its own. There's no point, we're thinking. So we're going to bring payroll with CIS together with it. Yeah, so now he's going to upload all of that. And I'll just show you how it does appear on the bank account. So on the banking ledger, you will see there's a lot more transaction because all of that has suddenly been paid. And on the sales invoices, if I refresh it here, you will see there's loads more transaction as well. So it just created all these customers, all these details. So you can actually easily do that. If we come back here, we should have our 4 invoices. Voila. All these been done automated. I didn't touch anything. And we can come back here onto the review, and then we can review and match them. So for example, this one is matched. We can go on the second one. We can't see it because the date is different. So we know this one, and we just match it. And the third. Again, the dates are different to what we paid because it was a month later. So match it, and then match it again. So now all of that sits on the bank account, and on here, all of that has been paid. So you can view, edit that, and you could see all these expenses been coming here as well.
Yeah.
So you could see all of that has been imported, and all this sitting on here. And what we also have is we also have reconciliation. So you could do bank reconciliation.
Do love a good bank rec. Anyone who knows me? Do I get a nice tick?
Definitely. This is really good because we've tried to make it simple as well. So for instance, from the bank, from the invoice that let me show you the kind of the data file.
What you're looking for? You can't see.
It's just to show the data files, like the bank statement file that we imported, so people will have an idea of what we were talking about.
Okay, it's only showing us the bank reconciliation screen at the moment.
Yeah, no, it's just loading. Sorry, takes a bit of time. I think it's doing webinar at the same time as loading information.
I know, they get a bit stuck, don't they?
Yeah, get confused.
Is it going to be a red tick? Because you didn't have bank rec before.
No. I'm not sure whether we've done a red tick or not. But we've got an R to it. So yeah, so basically what I will do this bank reconciliation twofold. So these are information I uploaded. So I will do the bank reconciliation here, but I will remove those two to show that we can actually do bank reconciliation with undeposited check and uncredited check kind of thing. So the balance is 4095. Oops, 40995. And it's 28/02/2022. No, it's a 15. Then here, so you could see now there's a misbalance, there's a difference. So if we untick, sorry, we've got blue tick, not red tick. We've got that, you got a balance of 0, and then you complete reconciliation.
There you go. Excellent.
So that's all done. And you can click on here and you have your report. See how many.
Love it. There you go.
How many receipts. And you have your bank reconciliation. You can print it. We will get the export functionality as well, so you can export it if you would like.
Yeah.
Then we can do the second one.
Saying earlier with the automation that it can it spots duplicates, doesn't it? It gives you warnings.
Yes, it will give you a warning if there's duplicate. Yeah. So the last one is 1480. So 1480.74, and that was a 28/02/20. And again, you select everything. It's all happy. Press reconciliation, and we're done. So you'll have the report again. You can print it, send it, and then you come back onto your banking. like us, he said, we don't want people to mess around with things when we reconcile. So we went back and we make sure they don't mess around once we reconcile. So here we have the page, and you can see they've all been green R.
Oh,
So
there
it's a
we
green R.
go. Love it.
So if you click on here, it will tell you you cannot modify, you won't be able to modify it because it's sit on a bank reconciliation.
And we know locked. I'm so happy.
So yeah, so all of it would be the same. If you click on it, it will tell you, sorry, can't do anything because of bank reconciliation.
Love it.
And then once you've done all of that, we come to the tax return. Sorry, the VAT return, which we are MTD with HMRC. You can also do flat rate. So you can select here, put the percentage and put the date from where you start, and it will work it out. In this particular one, we are just doing a normal VAT return. So the date 1st of the 1st, 2022 to the 31st of 3, 2022. Click on that, and you could see all the output VAT, input VAT, all of it here, and you save it, and then you can submit that to HMRC through the portal. Just click here to say submit VAT to return to HMRC, and it will go there, and you can export
just
that.
Exactly the Excel.
Yeah, so you can export that as a PDF. I know how many people love Excel, so we like to do the Excel for them.
Well, it's just nice to have things saved in 2 places as well, isn't it? So
yeah, I mean, all of this system is backed up anyway. So we are backed up with Microsoft Azure, so we're really kind of confident that nothing will kind of happen. So here you've got your VAT return, your VAT 01, give you all the details of what's happened. Obviously, you can keep it. It's not a big file, so you can definitely keep it.
It's just useful to be able to send. Sometimes customers want to see a bit more detail, and you might be able to show things in a different way.
Yeah, and here we also have the quotation, so you can do a quote.
Okay, so message in the chat. Can you, having locked those transactions for the bank reconciliation, can you then undo it if, as the bookkeeper, you know it needs to be changed or something?
You will have to go delete the bank reconciliation.
Okay, so you can effectively delete, so undo it and do it again.
So you come back here, you think, oh God, we made a boo-boo here. Let's see what we can do. So we come back here, select the bank.
It's just like if you've allocated the money to the wrong sales invoice or something like that, know.
So you delete it, and then it's all.
Okay.
Go back here again.
Great. Thank you very much.
So if we go back here again, so you could see all these has been removed now. So the reconciliation is not on all of them.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
So, and there's also the VAT thing to say that they are in the VAT return. So just to tell you that it's been.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
So you know where they are. So if they are on all of them, they will tell you it's on all of them. Just so you get an idea which transaction are where. So we were doing the quotation. So you could do quotes from here as well. And what we've done is, so basically you can send a quote to a client, we'll do a quote to the same client, or we can add another client. Now we've created a lot more client with this import that we did. So you just search for your client, click here, put a quote, view the accounts. So what happened after that is quite interesting. So you do that, let's say we do £1,000 plus VAT. We'll do today's date on it, that's not a problem. All we'll do is say save. Right, and then we'll go back to quote. Now what we could do is we could send this to a client. So the client will get an email, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So tell you that this is sent. So the client will get an email here. Come back screen, come back. Here we go. So tell you there's a quote from your company. This is a quote, and all the client needs to do is get on here. Click on here. Accept the quote or decline the quote. If your client accepts the quote, it would automatically come on our system. And you could refresh this here, and you will see it's been accepted. So once you know the quote is accepted, you said, okay, I want to create an invoice for this client. Just press create invoice.
Brilliant.
And it automatically
Nice and
create an
easy.
invoice. So you don't have to go back and having to put all the details again about everything else, all the details,
Yep.
description or whatever else you've done. If you come back to sales overview, you will see your quote has been turned into an invoice. And yeah, you just wait for payment. You can also do the same for purchase orders.
So before the question comes up about purchase orders, when we talked before, you can't do stock on it, can you? So it's a purchase order, but it's for a service, effectively.
Yeah, for a service, yeah. Yeah, so you would do a new purchase order for a service. So supplier, let's add a new supplier, we'll call it. Don't know whether people will remember that, but
yeah, mind your own books. Okay, from that single quote, can you turn it into multiple invoices for, say, staged payments?
no, so you can turn it into one invoice and then you can have multiple payments.
Okay. Does that
So
help,
it will be
Michael?
one invoice. So once you've done that, you save as draft or save and submit for approval.
Cash VAT rather than accrual VAT, but there you go.
Yeah. So if we go on to the supplier. So if we just add view edit detail, we're just going to put an email address here again.
So just while you're finishing that bit off, I can just say the other thing about the sales, what you could do for that sales quote. If you didn't turn it into an invoice, you could make an invoice, but you could make a repeating invoice. Yes. Michael, maybe that would be a way around it for you.
So here, send as mail. So you can send the quote as mail. Sorry, the purchase order to your supplier. And they will get a purchase order here again. They're happy with it. They will tell you, yes, been happy. Then you just say, okay, approved. Once it's been approved, you can create a bill.
Mm-hmm.
And then it will sit here as a bill. So straight away sit here as a bill, and then you can settle it again. And then there,
is there a limit on the number? Is there a limit on the number of invoices you can raise per month?
No, there's no limit on purchase orders, sales, or imports of bank.
Only the uploads of 50.
It's only the upload because of the AI. The AI uses a lot of data power and trying to extract and analyze and everything else. And here, for example, if you want to pay bill, you can select the invoice and you can pay half a bill and then pay the other half later, etc. So there's option for that. So, for example, if we just do that, we just pay. Okay, we're going to pay. Choose this bank, and we're going to pay this bill. Just make payment. That's it. So it's paid. So we can delete the payment as well. We can delete the invoice. So it's quite easy for you to say, okay, we've deleted that. And then you said, oh, no, come on, we need to do it back again. But here it will still sit here under that. So you can just say, okay, create invoice again. So you just have to create the invoice again. And it will sit here. Hopefully it will not disappear again. Right, so that's that. And then we have the reporting. So the normal reporting.
Yeah.
So we have your profit and loss. You can do this year's, last year's, previous year's.
Each of those blue things you can click into to get the further detail, can't you?
Yes. So if you click on the sales, you will see here the sales, the ledger summary of what's happened.
It opens it in a new tab, doesn't it? So you don't lose where you're up to.
Yeah, and then you can always just close the tab as you finish and you still stay within the place.
I've been known to lose myself and go backwards in an everlasting circle with some packages. You can
I know.
get yourself in a loop,
we don't like
you?
that. Yeah, we don't like that either, because sometimes you just click on back and then you don't know where you are. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
quite
Yeah.
Yeah. So for example, here you can click on that, and you will see that all the transaction on the banking ledger. And then you got your trial balance. Again, you can export that as a.
So that can go out into tax out, tax thingy, all the other things I don't do.
Yeah, and then you have your transaction report. So give you a list of transactions. If a customer ever said, "Oh, I want to have a list of all my transactions for the period," you can just do a transaction report this financial year. Come here. And then we have the duplicate report. So if ever there's duplication, you want to run the duplicate report, it will run a duplicate report for you, and it will tell you there's nothing or there's something. So you will see all the time. He's going to keep running it until he comes to the fact that he's going to check all the transaction and then tell you whether there's a duplicate or not. And then you get your account receivable.
Can it cope with charity accounts, which you have to limit sort of restricted and unrestricted accounting? I remember that we couldn't do classes before.
No, we can't. We don't have that yet. We don't have the unrestricted account. But I'm trying to work with someone to do the accounts production bit, because we're trying to do accounts production from the trial balance. So we're working with someone to see whether we can actually implement both of them. So we'll do both of them together. So there's the account production for people and for the charities. And then you have your account payable report, which is nothing. And then you have your journals, which you can create and just enter what you want to enter. So year-end journal, you put the date and you put the transaction, put your details. So for example, if we just do a year-end journal. So we just put, let's say, current liabilities, director's current account, £100. Put it as an
I like
expense.
that it pre-fills the other half in the other column. You know, obviously it's going to have to balance, so it's nice when it does. Yeah, no, it's nice. Does it copy the details down? Like if you type in line 1, I remember that was one of my questions. If you do another journal, and whatever you type in, sort of the description for line 1, does it copy it down to line 2, or do you have to do it yourself? Can't remember.
Can't remember either. Sorry. Let's do that again. And,
just put test or whatever. Yeah.
No, you have to do that again. But that's something we can sort out. That's not a problem.
Well, it has its bonuses. Some do and some don't. And actually, when it does, you kind of go, oh, now I've got to change it. Because you might have a year-end journal where it's actually got made up of 25 different lines, for example. But actually, where it's just you want it to. So you're never going to win, Umesh. It was just a question. It wasn't.
Yeah, no, I know. But it's something that we kind of want to kind of make it as automated as possible, right? To kind of help you.
Yeah. But I bet if you did a straw poll of everyone, some would say, yeah, make it, do it, and some would say don't. So I don't know what the best choice is. Yeah. It's just a question.
And then also, if you come here, you think, oh, God, this is the wrong journal.
Or done it the wrong way around. Can't say that I've ever done that.
Yeah, you can always delete it, and that's it. Sit here again. And
Great stuff.
So
is there... just thinking of that, is there like a year-end procedure that locks things as in the same sort of way?
Yeah. So once you do the
locked date at year-end.
No, we don't have a locked year-end, but we could do that. But at the moment, I think the VAT locked it and the bank reconciliation locked it. So once you've done those two, that would be locked anyway. So you wouldn't need a year-end, because once you've done the quarter VAT and that, you will lock it and you won't be able to play with anything.
Yeah. It's just sometimes, clients get date happy.
Yeah, no, and that's why we put that lock. That's what you were suggesting, isn't it? So don't. I mean, if you want to edit any of these transactions, you won't be able to do it. You won't be able to do. It doesn't give you the option to edit anyway. So because it's been locked by that. So they can't actually do anything.
So if you did have a new transaction that related to the previous quarter, it would just come through as an exception?
It would just sit there. It wouldn't be an exception. It would just sit there and
right.
it would sit on the VAT return.
Say we've done the VAT for October, November, December, and we're now sat here, February's paperwork. Oh, look, I've got an extra December invoice.
Yeah.
It'll let you process December invoice and it will come through onto the next VAT return.
That's right.
Yes. Good.
Yeah.
It's fine. As an exception.
Yeah. It would be. Sorry, I didn't remember the exception.
I rephrased it.
Yeah. Yeah, it just bring it in. You just bring it into the next quarter. So whenever you've done a quarter, and then the next quarter will bring whatever's from the previous quarter, we'll bring it in. If you miss sales or whatever.
Odds and sods, yeah.
So you could do all of that.
Right.
Cool. And we've also got what we call our Chat GPT. I'm not sure whether people have tried it, but OpenAI. So if you want a question about how to do a journal entry for year end closing. Hopefully we'll wake up in a minute and then we'll do some chatting and it will tell you how to do that, what step you need to follow. And we'll go on and on and on and on. I mean, we don't have a little limit on it, but if you are interested in kind of asking questions and getting answers, the only thing, it doesn't work properly after like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because once the American wake up, they use all the data.
They're busy on it.
This is connected to OpenAI. So this is connected to OpenAI. So we've got an API with them.
Yeah.
So this is kind of work really well, kind of probably up to 2 o'clock, and then after that, once the American get up, that's it. They stop working, because it's just kind of you just go round and round and in a circle and doesn't do that. So it will keep going. It will keep going until you tell you all the answers that you need to know or don't need to know.
I like it.
And finally, we've got the tax MyT, which is what we're trying to improve. Is sorry, that's just going to go on. When you want something to stop, it doesn't stop because you can't stop it. Here we go. You can always copy that as well if you want. You can copy that on a clipboard and paste it somewhere.
Nice.
And then we have tax MyT, which is basically what we try to do is you can, get a document. So the document we're thinking was about, for example, ATT tax table, for example. This is a pure testing. This is just for you guys to have a laugh and play with. So if you're going to ask a question, what is the basic rate for non-saving income only? Oops. And he's going to query this particular file and he's going to give you the answer. So, you can ask what is a CGT rate?
Mm-hmm.
And again, it will query the file and it will tell you what the thing is. And again, it will go on and on and on, about everything else that he knows. He knows a lot. That's the problem. Once you ask the question, he'll be like, stop. I don't want you to carry on. But he will just carry on. So
so
it will just go on. So these are the things, and we're trying to improve it as much as we can. Just a reminder about the supplier account mapping. So you can map you will have to keep an eye here, especially on the first time when you're uploading an invoice. You will see the account mapping here, or you can see it under your supplier here as well. It should be sitting. No, it's not here. Sorry, it should be. Where does it sit again? Yeah, supplier accounts here under settings. Again, it will show you the supplier mapping. So, for example, it gives you the user system, which is the one we've done. And there's a system, the system one, which is the one we've just made up from all our invoices we've got since we started. So you've got all of that. Any questions for me?
I was just checking my original questions, which, for example, on that profit and loss, are you able to save them like within the system rather than have to just keep rerunning them?
No, we don't save them as a place.
Okay.
We don't have that functionality, but you
So
can
you
always
just
import
rerun
them or
them
print
every
them.
day.
Yeah.
Okay. Other questions? You mentioned about doing tax as in sole trader self-assessment. Is that you were
Yes.
working on that, isn't it?
Yeah, we're working on self-assessment MTD. We've spoken to HMRC. We are planning to do. Oh yeah, thank you for raising that, Kirsty. So we are planning to do a pilot with so it's a private pilot. So anyone who's got self-assessment client who would like us would like to participate, if they can get in touch, we would like to start. So it doesn't really start until June, basically, because the first filing will be in July. So
Yeah.
if anyone is interested, we've got about 4 or 5 months, so we can actually run some how do you call it? Some clients on there to
Yeah.
test and to see how it works, and so that it gives you some
Okay.
more kind of upper hand on top of it.
So previous questions I had was recurring transactions, but you can do that now?
Yes, it's not live yet, but we are bringing it live, so it should be live in the next by the end of the month. So we should have that.
Bulk amendments. So if, for example, you've done a whole load of purchases to printing and there should have been advertising, for example, can they be bulk changed, or do they have to be changed one at a time?
No, they will have to be changed one at a time. But what we did bring was merge suppliers.
Oh yes,
So
I remember that was
if you have
on my list.
if you have many suppliers, where are they gone?
Well, the way the bank feed works, because Amazon actually comes up as AMZN, doesn't it? And it might have added the wrong one.
You can merge suppliers. So, for example, you can say, okay, I want to merge this one with this one.
Yeah.
And then it will just merge all of it and just get rid of the other one. So if you have multiple.
Okay, and then you've done so the bulk coding from the bank screen, well, that's fine because you do one and it says, oh, I found the others, so that's perfect. Okay, so the other question, if you want to just talk about price that came up earlier in the meeting.
Yes, so if we talk about price, so we have all the accountants pricing, bookkeeper pricing. So the price we have 25 clients for £100 a month, so work out about £4 a client. We have 50 clients, 150.
That's 100 plus VAT, isn't it?
Yes, 100 plus VAT. Yes, sorry, we are VAT registered, so it's all plus VAT. And then what we will have is, so we were talking to Kirsty earlier, so we will have one for bookkeepers to try. So it's going to be 5 clients for £20 a month. So if someone wants, we can send them the link. It's not on here. This is especially just for the bookkeepers. They can actually give it a try. So it's £20 a month for 5 clients, and they can bring in their clients and start working.
So each of them comes with their 50 free OCR bits, but you could buy additional OCRs, can't you? You
can buy additional OCRs. So, for example, if your clients have more, we charge you 10p for each additional OCRs.
Which is a good price, competitive price.
Very competitive price, considering the cost of others charging.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. Do we have any other questions or anything else you want to put in the chat? VAT added to the price. Yes, it is, Lindsay.
Yeah, it is VAT added. Unfortunately, it's not for me. It's for the government. We're working. This is when accountants and bookkeepers work for free. See, we become the collectors of taxes, and people forget that.
We are.
So
covered that. So, but apart from the 50, there were no limits on like number of suppliers, number of transactions.
No limit on import. So CSV file, you can import as many as you want. There's no limit on the account, so you could do 5 years. Doesn't matter to me. You could do 10 years accounts for some client. It's no problem at all. So it's nothing like that.
So where you've got that invoice data extraction up to 1,250, that's across the 25 clients.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's the 50, and that's the same for the 10,000. Okay.
Yeah, basically worked out about the same, 50 for that, and then obviously if they want more, they can always have more. So they get that.
Is there a free license for the bookkeeper? Because quite often with the other packages, we get our own license for free once we've.
Oh yeah. So you will have one for you, plus you have 5 for your clients. So in that package, you will have one for you, one five for the client.
It's quite nice to have a little practice account, you know, to get used to it. So
yeah. So we always give one kind of the main. So you know the person who get the package get one, and then plus he has 50 clients, so he has one.
And there weren't any more. There wasn't a limit on number of users, I seem to remember. So if you
there's no limit on number of users. So if you have more staff,
and it was brilliant that you could choose the staff can only see certain clients, because some packages don't let you do that. So that's nice.
Yeah. So you can have as many staff as you want. You can have the client can have as many staff as he wants.
That's what and that client having staff. So if they've got a salesperson that they want to only do the sales part, can they restrict them and like not let them look at the bank, or are they full access?
So they will have access, but they won't have access to subscription and reporting. So they will just have access.
What I mean is, if a client has got so not us, but one of our clients has got one of their people doing the sales invoice, for example, you might not want to let them look at the bank and how much the director's taking home for salary and that sort of thing. So is that a restriction that you can do?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, this is something we can definitely do. So, for example, we can have one just for like what we say, the purchase ledger clerk, and then one for the for the credit control. Yeah, we can do that.
It's just a kind of privacy kind of setting, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so Lindsay's asked what if you need more documents for a client. So I think if you're on about the scanning, so as we said, they're all an extra 10p a unit. So
10p a unit, and you can buy more units. So you just tell us what you need, we will get it sorted out for you.
And again, that's brilliant about the rollover, though, because you know, not everyone does that, and equally, you've got 50 a month, but your client might do it quarterly, as in here's my whole quarter's worth.
Exactly, because a lot of people tend to give information at the end of the quarter. Very few people would be doing it monthly. I mean, we've got client, so accountants who are having their client, they're like religiously doing their invoices every day. You know, so they buy something, they take a picture. They buy something, they take a picture. But there are others that don't do that. They do it at the end of the month, or they would do it
at the end of the year.
Well, exactly. So we're trying to cover all angles. So we, because we don't want you to lose out just because you didn't use it.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Well, we're just over the hour. So is there anyone else got any more questions?
So the documents per month for the bookkeepers package will be for 5 clients will be 250 a month. So it's the equivalent of 50.
So 5 lots of 50.
Yeah.
And you get 50 on your own one anyway. So
yes. Yeah. So you get 300 in a way.
Okay. Any more questions? Let's see some lovely. Hang on, there was one more in the question and answer. We'll get back there. That's there. Number of so that was the certification course. You're going to work on that yet?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay. A couple of other people. Lovely. It's nice to see 50 odd people. I do recognise a lot of those names. Any other particular questions? So I thought, sort of from an ideal client point of view, I thought it was going to be really suitable for clients that have got quite a fixed pattern of working. So, they do the same things every month and ideally less than 50. And, you're up and running and let the computer do the work.
Yeah. And also a lot of builders will be quite useful because they normally have the same thing. I mean, the system is quite good with recognizing, the cell codes, the screw fix, and all the different things. And it's easily done. It's just with any client, it's the first month that you will have to set it up.
Yes.
But once you get the routine, then you will just carry on.
Exactly. Yeah. I just thought from kind of being launched straight into it when I started doing the review, it was because it's quite different to some of the others. But to people who are not quite as entrenched in their old-fashioned ways, I think, it's a refreshing viewpoint, making full use of the automation. Because that's how you started. It's the OCR is where you started and you've added the rest on, haven't you?
That's right, yeah. So we started initially with the OCR. We had a proof of concept in the office and we scanned about 5,000 invoices, feed it through and get the data out and everything else. And then we kind of, over lockdown, we decided to build the bookkeeping package around it. And that's where the bookkeeping package kind of became bigger than the OCR because the OCR was developed already. But the OCR, we're improving it every year. So every year we're doing, this time we're working on bank OCR, which is going to be the PDF bank statement that will be converted into CSV file.
Okay, so a couple of other questions. Is there a trial to try it out? It's free for yourself anyway, T, of your own practice, but is there a trial?
We did give trial to a lot of people, and a lot of people just don't use it because they're just so we prefer they would just commit themselves to it, and then they will actually have skin in the teeth, basically.
Lovely. And is there any training? Oh, can't read properly. Any client training included in the support?
Yes, yeah, we will do Zoom meetings. You know, there will be videos online. There will be a lot of things. The client can call us as well. Yeah. So we've got a telephone number people can call to, and there'll be someone answering.
Okay, I'll check this one. Okay, I don't think I've missed any other questions. Anybody got any other questions? If not, do you want to give out your email, Umesh, or how best do they contact you?
I'll just put my email address on the comment. You will also get an email from us about the how do you call it? The view, so you can actually view it.
Yeah, here we go. umesh@myt.com. Oh, and when you're searching for the app, if you get MyT, don't go for the Toyota one.
It's not a car. If I think if you put MyT on Apple, we should come up within the top 3 or something like that.
I'm on Android, and I was like, oh, I can't. And
if you put on Android, if you put MyT MTD, we will come up on the top. Yeah,
I got it in the end. So
yes, and we will send everyone an email with a link for the bookkeepers package. As I said, it's not on the thing, so we're just doing that.
Well, that's because that's an ICB special for you.
Exactly. So for all who's attended, thank you very much for your time, and it's really, really nice to be able to show you what we've got.
Well, hopefully, after we had some chance after the January madness to kind of basically try and set the scene ready for next year. Get your clients up and running, and then you're going to be all set for next year, because it'll with the bulk upload and stuff, you could basically feed in a year's transactions and let it do it, can't you?
Yeah. So technically, like that's what we were thinking in January. I know people were struggling, but it would be a good time for people to do that. We just kind of send all the receipts, upload, and then just let the computer do it overnight while you're doing something else. And in the morning, you will go and allocate whatever you need to allocate.
Yeah, we just couldn't get the thing sorted for. Right, okay. It keeps flashing red like there's a new question, but I can't see any new questions. So
no, there's no new question. I think we're all good.
Everybody's happy. Excellent. Yep. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.
Just online. Bye-bye.